So the purpose of this morning's skit is to show you just the difference between brushes, because you know I used to think there were only a couple out there, and that's what I stuck with. But I've discovered over this time that each brush has its purpose. So here's your metal tooth comb. Okay, we're going to start with that one, the metal tooth comb. I like a wooden handle because I got a better grip on it. That's why. That's certainly enough space right there. Your metal tooth comb, you know you're going to use that all the time. But one special way to use a metal tooth is to work on an undercoat. So while she's being blow dried, it's going to get a little loud for just a second. But I'm going to turn the dryer on. I'm going to show you what I can do with this as far as pulling out an undercoat, okay? So you can see what I'm doing here. Now that could take a minute. I used to do this way, and it takes a good minute to get through this rear end. So there's your metal tooth comb. Your metal tooth comb do quite a few things for you, but especially on any dog, right? So that's a handy one. Then let's go, here's our next one. This is called a Undercoat Rake. That's what I want to call it. It's a double-sided, so you can use it both directions. Now these are great, look at that, for pulling out undercoat. So if I want to just start working my way up her, this is a really nice way to pull that undercoat out. This is great on heavy double-coated dogs that have a lot of undercoat that you want to get out of there. So you've got different options here, because I'm going to show you something else. Now I'm going to whip it around. I'm going to pull it this way from the other side. And these are really handy for that. So you can use a multitude of brushes on the same job, right? Really do a thorough undercoat in Shedex. Okay, so there's that one. Let's move on. This is another. What do I want to call this? It's metal, clearly metal brush. I think they call this an Undercoat Brush. Okay, sometimes they relabel them. So this is great, and I'm going to tell you, I used to think this was the only brush around. It's not. You see that clearly. But this is great for in the tub while you're doing a Shedex and an undercoat. While, I've shown you one of those in one of my videos. It's a great way to get rid of a whole lot of excess fur and dead fur. And this is great, so when she's wet in that tub, I can rake this back and forth, right? And pull a whole lot of extra out of her. Listen, she's really heavy coated. I see her every 2 months. It's this much work every time. There's no skinnying out of this one. So that's what this will do for you. It's also great for going through tails. Combing through. It's not great though for thick coated dogs, okay? Not unless you're doing an undercoat removal during the bath. Then it's really great. Okay, so that's also good for tails and stuff. Here, let's not forget our slicker brush. Slicker brushes. Hey, there's a time and a place for a slicker brush. This is my time and place. Is curly coated, short-haired, curly double-coated, curly dogs. So we're talking about poodles. We're talking about some Maltese. Any of those breeds that have them tight little curls, right? That people want you to fix and keep and fix. So this is great for that. I don't think it's great for this. I wouldn't waste my time, right? Because there's better brushes for this. But this is great if you want to straighten out that curly coated dog, that little poodle or that little Maltese, and you do this prior to a bath. Then you brush all that out. They got pretty good fur for that to be able to keep it. That's what a slicker brush is handy for, and in my opinion, that's about it. Okay, so let's not forget your absolute must brush, and this is your Firminator. This is not a knockoff. You want to get the real Firminator, the real one. Anything else won't do. They've got this patented somehow for whatever it's made of, but it's amazing. Now, I do like only this size of a Firminator. I've had the really wide ones, and I just don't think they pull the fur out like they should. And then, of course, I can't use them on the smaller dogs. So I stick with this medium one. It works really well. They've changed it. I think she sold the company. And when they did, they decided, I guess, the new company to put one of these little triggers in. And so that's handy sometimes, but it'll also lock into place on me, and that can be a hassle. But it is nice because you can push it forward and knock that fur out. So this is great for, okay, so this is great for getting rid of fur, right? Especially your top coat, especially. So this brush, I could literally, if this is the only one I had to get her fur done, you see what that does? That Furminator's no joke. Always finish a big job like this with a Firminator, always. Otherwise, they're gonna go in with some loose furs on top, and you don't know that, but the owner will figure that out within about 20 minutes. I've had to go back and do jobs over again for not having my Firminator on board one time, and I had to go back and redo that job because of that. So I'm really, really hip on this Firminator. So there's your variety. That's what I use on board my mobile. I don't think I need any other comb. I don't think I need any other brush. I think these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will do it. Now, you do know I've shown you this one before, but this is only good for getting a mat out of a tail to save the tail. That's it. Do not use this any other time that I can think of. Keep the razor sharp. Okay, so hey, this is, we're signing off for the day, me and Mina, and I thank her for modeling. And hey, subscribe, like, share me. Thanks.